Welcome to Both Sides Now, featuring the unconventional duo, Dr. Shirley and medium Kellee White. Two perspectives, one world. This is Both Sides Now.
Hi, everybody. I am spiritual medium Kellee White, and welcome to Both Sides Now TV with John Williams, our producer. Hi, John.
Hey, Kel. How you doing, sweetheart?
I don't know. I don't even know how to answer that question anymore. How am I doing?
Thank you. That's a very honest answer. That's what I was going for.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I honestly don't have
Yeah.
a clue, and I'm sure people out there don't have a clue either, because it's quite a time. And so, interesting enough, today we're going to be talking about the fifth chakra. Hi, Tracy. What's so
Hey,
interesting
Tracy.
about the fifth chakra is, and John and I were just discussing this before we went on air, this is the fifth chakra, the throat chakra. So, like this. So it's muzzling everybody, really, the fifth chakra. So we're going to talk about that. Hi, Julie. Hi, Sally. Oh, hi, Sally. Oh, I talked to Sally today. She's such a great gal. Guess where she's from? Was originally from Long Beach. This is where I used to live, Long Beach, California.
Yeah,
Yay!
beautiful
I
city.
miss Long Beach. I really do. But I live on a farm. Couldn't be more grateful. So let's start with the astrology of what's going on first. And then we'll get into a little review of the chakras, and then we'll talk about the fifth and the sixth chakra. So astrologically, again, what a time. So on the 19th of April, Sun goes into Taurus. Now, normally when you say it goes into Taurus, it's the home. Well, of course we are in the home. It's it's all kinds of things. It's what we value. It's money. It's beauty. It's how we present physically. So, and that's still the case. However, this time, because there has to be a twist during this period, it's just about twists and turns.
Oh, it is.
It's the sun at that time is going to square Saturn. So what does this mean? Squares aren't good. It's the teacher, and it's about material lessons and what's not important. That's exactly what this period is going to come up to. So it may play out, as it already has, in the stock market. And I'm talking about Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week. Also, when this happens, it may cause people to be a little more depressed or to be depressed. So remember, psychologically, we're going to go through phases here, okay? It's going to go down. It's going to go, feeling a little better. Then it's going to go a little wacky. And you might get a little down. And then you may say to me, when is this going to be fucking over? And not for a while. Not for a while. And I don't even want to give time because it's not a short time. We've got to go inward for I'm going to say a good year and a half. And I think that we're going to have waves of, all of a sudden may open up a little too soon. If they open too soon, I can tell you we are going to have big problems later. Astrologically, September is not looking so great for this. So anyway, it's a whole, everybody's got to keep their sanity if they can, go inward. And this is all about a test of faith for everybody. Everybody's going to be tested in their faith category. What is faith? Faith is the belief that something bigger is occurring. Faith is that
Wi-Fi.
It's what?
Wi-Fi. You can't see it, but it's there.
I like that. I like that. You can't see it, but it's there. That's so true. My gosh. So let's do a little review of the first chakra and the second chakra, third chakra, and we'll do that because this is the show that we have been doing. So on the chakras. Which are really important. So the first chakra in a quick review is the root chakra. So people may feel their foundation is shaky. All right. Survival. Some people are going through that for sure. Lower back problems, feet issues. And to strengthen it, as I had said before, you want to wear red, or you want to have red around you. You want to breathe. Child's pose is really good with this. Child pose, you kind of go in and then you release the tension. That's all first chakras. And it's blocked by fear. If it's blocked by fear. And also trauma and a shock to the system is what blocks the root chakra. So the second chakra is the sacral chakra. And that is, I forgot to say, the root chakra is red. The second chakra is orange. And so that's about emotional maturity and emotional immaturity, frankly. It's where frustration comes out. So let's say you're all frustrated. Who the fuck is not frustrated? It's going to hit
Big on the
every.
tail.
It's
Yeah,
a big one, right? It's
it
going to
is.
hit everything.
Oh,
My goodness. It's extremes.
yeah.
It's difficulty to accept change.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, hello, this is the time for change. All right.
Yeah.
And also, funny thing is codependency. So sometimes, right during this period of time, you may not be able to be with somebody, right?
Right.
Well, how's that going to be play out for you? Whatever your soul is needing to learn at this exact time, you are going to learn. This is why you incarnated at this exact time. The souls that have volunteered to leave, meaning from the virus or whatever during this time, is they didn't sign up for this. They didn't
Mm-hmm.
sign up for this. So we did. Now, why did we? Well, because there's going to be a new era that comes in, a new era. So they call it the golden era, the age of the golden era. And eventually, this is what happens. Eventually, we start to learn, we start to grow, the earth starts to heal, everybody's vibration starts to rise. And when that happens, they call it the dawn of the golden era. So this is what's going to happen. So anyway, then we have the third chakra, which is the solar plexus chakra, which is yellow, which is our power point. A lot of people are going to have lost their jobs or lost their flow of money coming in. And this lack of power is all this solar plexus. And that's very frightening for some people. I mean, how would it not be? And so you want to work on balancing that. And you want to say, again, I can't remember if I'll have to do an Instagram post. I'll have Carissa do this, John,
Mm-hmm.
but just remind me, I forgive myself for past mistakes
Mm-hmm.
and I learn from them. And I have the courage now to create positive change in my life. That's the third chakra. So if you're weak in that area, think like this. Then the heart chakra, really my favorite chakra, is green. And I should be doing this. The red chakra, the orange chakra, the solar plexus, and the heart chakra. I love these straws. I don't use them, they're vintage, but I just love them. Anyway, and this is where the consciousness comes in with unconditional love and acceptance for who you are and love of others. So it's about loving of yourself, trusting in the universe. This is what it is. When it's a weak chakra, it's feeling unloved. It's feeling unloved. There you go, John. I love that. That's perfect. And so we want to be able to heal that, and that is connected. And I should have mentioned this with the other ones, but it's all on the other shows. That's connected to the higher mental body. So the chakras are spinning energies. They go up and down our spine. And the subtle bodies that we're going to be discussing that are connected are on the outside of us, connected to the physical body and then going outward. Okay. So now we're going to talk about the throat chakra. So the throat chakra, well, it's more like this color, actually. It's more like this color. And so I was trying to get as close to it as I could by wearing my mom's vintage jewelry. My mom loved jewelry. I didn't care. She didn't care if it was real, if it was fake. She didn't care. She loved baubles. So I'm wearing this for you, Mom. And this is my mask. I'm not joking. This is it.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up with a turquoise mask. Go figure. Anyway, I love it. So everybody's wearing these masks now. How do we even speak? I tell you what, I went to the store the other day and I almost like coming out of a war. It was just so painful for me.
You're reading my mind. I was just about to say, tell us your store experience because you were telling me via text, and I was like,
It was
oh my.
just awful. You
Yeah.
have to suit up. First, I had to plan for it the night before, which meant I had to get there early.
Mhm.
And then, you have to suit up with your gloves and listen, I'm thrilled that I have my gloves and I'm thrilled that I have
Mhm.
my masks. And, my anxiety's starting to get high because I don't want to be around anybody. And it was about 7:30 in the morning when I was at our local Pick and Save. I'm not kidding. That's the
Mhm.
name of it.
Mhm.
And, but I grabbed, everything was wiped down, and I have to say they've done a lot better job than they had done 2 weeks ago. But it was just overwhelming, because I had to get a lot of groceries. I live far away, and so I had to do my big shopping, if you will. And it was really just almost traumatic. I got to the frozen food section, which I almost never buy frozen food. But I thought with fish, I'm going to go with frozen fish. By the way, I got frozen cod. I have to say it was delicious. I was really surprised how good it was. I made it last night. But
silver lining.
Silver lining. I was like, whoa, I discovered something new. Go me. Simple to bake too. So in the frozen food aisle there, I just broke down. I could feel my mom around me. My mom used to love that store. I have no idea why, but she loved it because she could ride in her electric cart, and these are giant aisles. So she would just drive her electric cart. She loved this store, Pick and Save. Listen, my mom was like the Beverly Hills queen, but she loved this store. No joke. So I felt her presence around me, and I just lost it. And I'm going to tell you what, you start sobbing with a mask and gloves. It's really rough. I couldn't wipe my eyes. I didn't want anybody to think I was sick. It was really hard. So by the time... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, Wendy mentioned a good point. Mask means people need to go back to making more eye contact and getting off their devices. So it is eye to eye. I mean, it's forcing us to be eye to eye, and
boy, right on, Wendy.
Expressions, right?
Right on.
Expressions are so important. When I heard about the medical professionals that are coming in and they're taking pictures of themselves smiling, and then they're taking a pin and putting on their their PE, their protective equipment, like on their their gown or what have you, or they're taking a large picture of them smiling so that the people that they're working with can be at ease, seeing a smile, because they can't see a smile. All they see coming at them is this mask and visor and everything else. It's very frightening.
Well, it is. And as an empath, all I can feel is the energy of fear.
Yeah. And tell us more about your mom. So you said your mom was coming through when you were in the grocery store.
Yeah. And I just started to sob. I just started sobbing. And she was telling me, it's okay. You're going to be okay. You're going to get through this. You're going to get this. It's okay. Which is really what she would have said to me, and then we would have had a big martini to celebrate. And so I got into my car, and I still started sobbing, and I had to leave my mask and gloves on, and I wasn't sure, do I take them off? Do I not? Anyway, and I had to get our mail, and all of this was really, frankly, traumatic. Then I get home, and thank God my husband was there, and he, got with his gloves and got all the stuff, and we had to, put it in a separate room and then wipe it off. Anyway, it was a 5-hour ordeal. I know that everybody has going through this. I'm not trying to be a big whiner here about it, but it was really stressful for me.
No, it is. And we're having to adapt to this new way of life, and it might be this way for quite some time. And that's the sad thing, is it's like, it's tough. It really is tough, especially if you're immunocompromised. It's even more.
Oh, I can't even imagine that.
And
I can't even imagine.
Who are,
Yes.
So I can't imagine what they're, and people who have OCD, or people who are struggling with all of that. I mean,
it's rough.
Even ordering in, I freak out. I'm not laughing. I mean, sometimes I laugh just because it's, not laughing. It's just kind of like, what else can you do? Because
I know,
but it's a lot, Kel. And and my mom's birthday is tomorrow, so it's my first.
No, you're first without your mom, which she is always around you, John. Sends you so much love, and so much, you brought her so much joy, and you still do. Just know that she is definitely around. Oh boy, nothing like a mother's love, frankly. They're with us during this time. And I want everybody to remember, the veil is very thin right now, like really thin. I'm amazed. Everybody should be connecting with their spirit guides. We'll have to do another show just on spirit guides, so everybody can start connecting with them, because they're so wanting to be there and helping. And the big angels are out too. The seraphim are out. They're the big angels. It's a nod to you, Linda. The seraphim angels are out. So pay attention. They're the big angels out there. So anyway, let's get back to the throat chakra. So the throat chakra,
because we keep going on and on.
Oh my God. Well, I have the throat chakra. Let me get to the throat chakra, and then we'll get to the sixth chakra, which I have a funny story about that. But the fifth chakra, the throat chakra, is so important. So let's remember, the first, second, and third chakra are the lower chakras. I call them the mundane chakras. They're really to do with the physical world, how we perceive it, how we feel about it, what we do with it. The and it's all connected. The higher chakras that we're going to just about to talk about now, they're all connected through the heart chakra. So the heart chakra is everything. It's where the seat of the soul really is. Frankly, it's where it stays, where it is. So the throat chakra, when it's healthy, it's self-expressive. It can tell you exactly what it's feeling, not in a bad way, not in a mean way, but it can talk to you about emotions, feelings. It can sing. It can feel good about it themselves, him or herself. It's asking about for your needs. This is when a healthy chakra, fifth chakra, your throat chakra, is active. Okay. When it is not, and this is a problem when it's not, because when it's not, it's difficulty knowing your truth. It's difficulty expressing your truth. You may withdraw. Your personality may withdraw. Oh, I like that, John. We'll have to put that up. Absolutely. Speaking the truth. Absolutely. It's suppressed emotions. It's lacking creativity. Its problems in this area are TMJ. I forget what TMJ stands for, but it's TMJ in the jaw area, neck and shoulder pain. Okay, hearing loss is from a throat chakra. How interesting is that? Thyroid problems. Okay, again, speaking your truth. Anxiety. So one of the affirmations, the powerful affirmations that I like to use with this is my voice is important in this world. My voice is important in this world. So we'll put that up for people to make sure they're saying that.
Yeah.
And here's another one to help with the throat chakra. I find the right words. I can find the right words in all situations. I can find all the right words in all the situations. Okay. So drinking water helps to the throat. Singing helps. And I know, John, you're a singer, and there are some singing exercises that can help with this too. Singing, even if you're singing in the shower. I mean, I sing all the time. I can't sing. You can ask my dog. He just like runs. And Don like goes, oh, but it doesn't matter. I still do it anyway. And it's when your throat chakra is the best is when you let go of guilt and resentment. Those two are killers.
Ooh.
Guilt and resentment. Oh, and the big one, anger. All of this is because this is a higher chakra. Higher chakra, you can't fool around with this stuff. God has no time. Only the present. So if you're going to take a long time with dealing with all this stuff, okay, well, then you'll be dealing with it. But the moment that you get to a place where you can release anger and release guilt and resentment, and speak without any of that, that's it. Then it really opens up. Okay. Now, the throat, all the chakras are connected to a subtle body. That's an energy outside of the body. This is how we read the aura field. And next week, I'll show you pictures of different various of times in my life with my aura, because I have pictures of it. And it's attached to the causal subtle body. So the causal, Causal, causal body is a door. It's the doorway to a higher consciousness. Okay, there you go. Perfect. And it links the personality to the collective consciousness on the planet. Do you see how it does that? The throat chakra through the causal body links the personality of the person to the collective consciousness on the planet. The reason that's important is that's why it's so important to speak your truth, to be heard.
Yeah.
Because you're part of the collective consciousness. If you sit back, you're not going to be heard.
And that's hard for people who experience trauma. That's hard for people who've been shushed most of their life and demeaned and said that their opinion isn't important and be seen, not heard. Those kind of things.
Let me tell you what, my dad, God bless you, Dad. I have his picture. I put it up over there today. He was like, children should be seen and not heard. And if you were a girl, get in the back, go make dinner. It was, sorry, Dad, but it's true.
Yeah.
How do you support someone else who struggles with their throat chakra? Well, you encourage them to speak their mind and their truth. What are they really feeling? Get to the bottom of it. Don't be afraid. You want to encourage them not to have fear about expressing themselves. Maybe it wasn't safe. Create a safe spot for them to be able to express themselves. This is why therapy is really helpful.
Yeah, and and you often enroll some of your closest friends as therapists,
You
to
do,
be
and you have
sounding
to
board.
watch that, and sometimes you have to
Yeah,
watch that because
you
if they're
do.
not,
Objective or whatever.
compassionate,
Yeah, that's
then
true.
you
Yeah,
might get in trouble there,
yeah.
So you have
But
to,
then you want a friend to tell you. I mean, you need a friend to hold space, right? But you also need a friend to be objective as well, and see through the
yeah,
emotion that you're experiencing in many ways, but also be compassionate and relatable and all of that. It's a challenge. Not everyone is up for it,
and
especially when
that's
you got all their other stuff going on, right?
know
So,
thyself and know others.
yeah, exactly.
There are certain people I will say this and this to, and the others I'll go, "Yep, I think I'll pass."
Yep.
You know?
You know who your go-to people are.
Oh,
Yes, I hear
at
you.
my age, I do.
Yes,
Yes, I
yes.
actually do.
Right.
I see reality,
Mhm.
and I see it's fine. Wherever anybody is fine with me. So this, believe it or not, this the causal subtle body
Mhm.
is as it looks like a rainbow around somebody. It's really interesting. And
Mm.
these are where your gifts and talents that you've attained in a previous life are sealed in your causal body.
Wow.
How fascinating is that?
Yeah.
So, this is why, if you don't speak your truth, if you don't speak and get this out, you're missing some of these great gifts here.
Wow.
You know? I mean, I remember as a medium going, well, I want to say this, and then kind of being shushed about it, by certain people. And then I said, I don't care. And I just blurted everything out. Then I had to learn how to work with it. The only reason I mentioned this was a gift from a previous lifetime that I'd worked many, many lifetimes to achieve. No doubt about it.
Mhm.
Anyway, these gifts are made available. Guess when? When your soul is ready to use them. So you might intellectually think, "Oh, I'm ready." Really? Have you gone through your shit? Have you dealt with your wet diaper? Have you taken care of yourself? These are all things you have to do. It's not easy. It's only one way to do it, really, is to have compassion for what you've ever gone through. And all of us who are living right now went through really tough times. Everybody. You don't come here to go, "Oh, it's going to be so much fun." No, I don't think you do, really. I
Mhm.
think there are moments of fun,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
moments
Right.
with your friends or your family, and you're actually getting along. That's like amazing, right? But it's we come here to learn. This is the only reason why we come here is to learn, for our soul to learn. So belief systems are stored in the causal body. So you really want to examine your belief system.
Mhm.
Belief systems, what I am telling, and I really believe this, people that will have trouble during this pandemic are people that are stuck in a belief system. If you're stuck in a belief system that is, this is supposed to be one way and it's not this way, instead it's over here, then you're going to be in trouble. So change, that's what we talked about on Monday, being able
Yeah.
to accept change and move on is critical. So now we're going to go to the sixth chakra. Now I have a funny story about the sixth chakra. So I call it the third eye chakra, but some people call it the brow chakra. What do you
Right.
call it, John?
Well, it's funny. I normally call it the third eye chakra, but the other day I think I did call it the brow chakra, and
It,
it's just because of where it's located. So,
yeah.
but third eye I think sounds better than the
Well,
brow.
I'll tell you a funny story. So, like a lot of people know, I had a traumatic brain injury in the year
Mm.
2000, and it took me a long time to recover and deal with these spiritual gifts that came out. It was a lot. So, in the year 2003, I knew I had to get to a healing place. I knew so many things were happening to me, and I was so in such bad shape. I didn't know what to do. So I found a place in the Palm Springs area called We Care. We Care. Great, really one of the. I wish I could be there right now. It's like one of the greatest places ever for healing. And they just take a few people at a time, and you go and they do colonics and massage, and you fasting, and it's just a real great place for healing. So anyway, I decided I went there for 12 days. And so when I checked in, it was late at night. It was like 8 o'clock at night, and I was the only one there. I was just checking in. And the woman behind the desk very nicely said to me, "Now stand back. We're going to take your picture." And I said, all of a sudden, I felt this whole tribe of Native Americans around me. I
Wow.
never had this experience in my life. And I went, uh, no, no, you can't take my picture. And she said, what do you mean I can't take your picture? I said, no, 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 no. This is Native American sacred ground. Please don't take my picture. Why do you have to have it? And she said, well, I have to have your picture because, because the other people that work here, they need to know who you are. I said, oh, trust me, they'll figure it out. I said, you can't, please don't take my picture. She
Yeah.
said, well, I'm sorry. It's our policy. I said,
Okay.
well, it's not going to work. You can try it, but it's not going to work. She said, listen, it's going to work. I was okay, but I
Mhm.
knew it wasn't going to work. So
Yeah.
anyway, she takes a picture. It was a Polaroid camera. Remember those?
Yeah.
She hits a button, comes out. We wait the 3 minutes, no picture. I said, see, I told you it's not going to work. She said, no, 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 ridiculous. I'm going to do it again. Anyway,
Yeah.
3 times later, it never worked. So then I said to her, I told you, it's Native American ground. They don't want my picture taken.
Uh-huh.
And then she said, well, I'll be right back. I've got a brand new Polaroid, whatever. I go, oh boy, here we go. So I said, please, please don't take it.
Yeah.
And she goes, I am sorry, I'm taking your picture or you can't check in. And that's how serious she was. I
Mhm.
said, well, okay.
I'm just seeing this struggle going on. I'm seeing, what is it? The movie, oh god, James Redfield, Celestine Prophecy, and the energy going back and forth. You know what I mean? During an argument, how the energy is sucked back.
Oh, and this was
That's
the
what I'm
problem
seeing.
with my
Yeah.
energy. This was
Oh
the
yeah.
problem because I
Yeah.
couldn't control my energy and things were always blowing and breaking. And so anyway, I was like, well, here we go. Oh God, this is not going to be good. So she takes it out of the box, she puts it together, she snaps it. And as she snaps it, the camera goes like this. Woo! Flies across, missed me, by the way, and broke to a million pieces.
Wow.
And here's what happened. The picture comes out.
Oh my god, the story's amazing.
I've tried to find the picture because we moved in June last year. So I'm going to, Dawn knows I've torn my office apart trying to find it. They probably don't want me to show this picture, but I've got it here somewhere in my office. But here's what the picture was. It's a picture of my head, my body and my head. And all you see on the forehead is this giant third eye, like an eyeball staring out.
Wow.
So my third eye
Um,
had been kicked wide open. And so I call it the third eye chakra because
sure.
it is the third eye right there. And it
Oh,
just went
wow.
boom, like out. And I was staring all around. Yeah, Stacey, it was really crazy. You just
Mm,
can't imagine this one. I have to find this picture and we'll find it. I'll find it. But
that's
the
amazing.
third eye is everything. If a third eye, I always pronounce this incorrectly. The
Yeah. Yeah,
pineal
uh-huh.
gland
Pine
is,
cone. Yeah,
yeah,
uh-huh.
it's
Mhm.
behind there. And when
Yeah.
I had my head injury, I'm convinced that I hit my head so far that it knocked everything open.
Ooh, wow.
I'm convinced of that. Now, that's not a way you want to go and do. If you want to be psychic, don't do that. Um,
But that
it,
happens so often though, right? I mean, people
yeah,
get hit in the head and then they
yeah. I
tap into
ask
the psychic
people, yes.
ability. Isn't that true?
That's exactly what happened. If they're ready for
If
it,
they're ready.
if they had planned on the other side, like clearly, my guide said, "All right, it's time now." I'm like, "What?" Boom, and
Yeah.
really, the injury I had, only 3% of the population survive it.
Mm, yeah.
So it was, and
Mm,
then all these gifts came out, and I had to
mhm.
quickly figure out how to use them, including the third eye. So most psychics, when people go to a medium, they'll think, "Oh, am I looking with my physical eye? Am I seeing your dead mother or your grandfather or your husband or whatever?" So back in the day when this happened to me, from
Mhm.
2001 when I had my injury up until about 2005, that's all I saw was with my with my physical eyes. It was too much. I could have been, put into a insane asylum. It was too
Mhm.
much. If you
Wow.
think about it, everywhere you walk, you're seeing this. So after that, and after that experience at the We Care place,
Mhm.
I uh, went back into my third eye. So now when I do work, every once in a while I'll see something with my physical eye. It doesn't throw me the way it used to. I can tell you that. I'm kind of used to it. After a while, my mom, we would laugh so hard. She'd go, "Okay, do you see that one? Yeah, I see that one." Yeah. And
Mhm.
anyway, now I use my third eye. So psychics and mediums, or mediums really, well, psychics too, use their third eye. And the third eye means higher consciousness. It's the seat of our intuition. It's inner wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
And when it's open, which mine was way opened, it for it, and then when it's balanced, it allows us access to the bigger picture. And that's how a medium works. Because the third eye is open, we're working with a client or whomever happens to be, and we see the bigger picture. And seeing the bigger picture
Yeah.
there's no limitation there, you know. So sometimes you might not want to hear what I'm seeing because you might have a, first, second, third chakra idea of what you think,
Mm-hmm.
or I'm seeing a bigger picture here, you know. And so if you have trouble, so it's psychic sight is really
Mm-hmm.
what it is. And so if you have issues with it, it's lack of faith. So we'll talk about how you open it. Feeling like, I don't know, I don't know. I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know. Overly mental. You're in your head too much. I think somebody knows who I talked to today, who I'm talking about. So don't get in your head. Difficulty with intuition. And
Mm-hmm.
intuition means into the soul. Okay. Unable to focus your thoughts and stuck in small details. Now, please don't get stuck in the smaller details. Please don't. That's not going to help you. So, order to help open the third eye, you'd go into meditation. You would you would you would literally connect with, it would help, frankly, to connect with source. We'll talk about that next week when we do the
Okay.
seventh chakra, because that is connecting with source. But it's
Mm-hmm.
really about having faith in that you are intuitive. Everybody's intuitive, so you want to remember that everybody's intuitive. Everybody's got
Sure.
intuition. um Allow yourself to start having these expressions of it.
Yeah.
It's important. So it's connected to the soul body, subtle body, the soul body, subtle body. And that's the essence of your spirit. It's the part of you that is God. Okay. It's the part of you that is God. It's inspiration, it's spiritual visions that you may see that filter down into the soul to be grounded through the lower chakras. So it's the allowing yourself to manifest divine will. And that is the sixth chakra.
Look at this comment. This is amazing.
Uh, Amethyst, what a great name. Amethyst the scientist? Oh, that's fantastic. I'm a giant amethyst right here somewhere, right over on
Yeah.
that side. Yeah. Just tuned in, had been on a walk. A pine cone nearly fell on my head. Then I saw another really big one. Okay. Wow, Amethyst. And your name is Amethyst, which is the seventh chakra, which we're going to talk about next week.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm excited. That's great. A pine cone. Wow, that says a lot. That means your
And then
spiritual awakening is right there. Right
And then
there.
Stephanie says, I had a brain tumor on my pineal gland, and after brain surgery, I came back a medium.
Oh, bless you, Stephanie. That's exactly what your soul had chosen to do. Isn't it
Mhm.
interesting? How right there on your pineal gland. That's unheard of. But it would have made you a great medium. For there's no doubt about
Yep.
that. Because all of the everything would have been opened up to you, which is great. That's so we'll have to talk
Loving
to you.
these comments, folks. Keep them coming. Keep them
Yeah.
coming. Stacey's saying, I think I'm stuck on the throat and third eye chakras. I did a lot on my work on my heart, which was super closed.
All
And that's
right.
the
So
one that they all connect to. So the fact that you worked on your heart is awesome.
it's awesome. So if
Yeah.
you've already worked on your heart, Stacy, continue going straight up, because this is what the work that we're doing now. You want to
Yeah.
continue to go straight up. Don't have any fear around it. You want to say, "Oh," and start, play games, psychic games for fun. Do art, do creative things. Listen to music. All of these things open up the other chakras, the fifth, sixth, and the seventh chakra actually. And I can't wait to talk about
We have
next.
another person in the audience with a traumatic brain injury. Diane.
Diane, tell me, I have a traumatic brain injury from a car accident, 2016. Wow. I've had signs from spiritual work. My daughters have experienced hearing signs with me, so they are aware that they're definitely a spiritual world. I've always wondered if my head injury
Yeah.
activated something to getting those signs. 100%, Diane. I work a lot with people who have had brain injuries because of this, because I always felt it was my role to help people
Yeah.
in every way, but really with head injuries, because they're the ones that come in, if they can, to do this work. They can do
Sure.
this work. It will open you up spiritually. That means that your soul would have come in and said, all right, there's a time and place now that this is going to happen. So thanks, Julie. I appreciate that comment. And this is going to be a time and place where things are going to come together so you can start having a spiritual expression. Not everybody has to be a medium when they have a head injury or a brain injury or surgery, but it does certainly. And there are people that have been really, really gifted that it just needed that kaboom time to let it come out.
Well, I don't know if you know about my story, but in 1993, I got mugged and I got clobbered over the head and I was jumped by a gang. And
I forgot. Tell us what happened. Oh my
and
God.
yeah, and so I was walking back late one night after the clubs closed. We were going back after having hot chocolate and, walking back to the car. And I had an eerie feeling when I was approaching this parking lot that something was about to happen. And I should have jumped to the other side of the street, but there was a lot of cars going back and forth. This is on Santa Monica Boulevard in West Hollywood,
Wow.
which at the time was a pretty safe place, but I guess wasn't so safe. And I was new. I was just visiting for the first time. So I'm walking down the street and I'm with two other friends. And from what I can understand and how I've told the story many times, because it's since 1993, I think, or 94 when it happened, I believe the man had a metal pipe strapped to his arm and underneath his jacket, and he just came up on me and just boom over the head. And I hit the ground, and then I just went running. I got up and started running, and he grabbed me by the back of my jacket, and I was running and running and running. Still have the scar in my head, because it took several sutures and stitches.
So it was in the back of your head?
It's
Do you know where it was?
It's not in the back of my head. It's more in the like kind of the middle on the right side of my head.
Okay.
In the middle on the right. And there's the scar there. And so it was interesting because I was calling psychic lines and I was starting that was because I was raised religious, so all of that was taboo. So, I was trying to tap into all of that, and that's when it happened. And then that's when I really went full into my psychic ability and started to.
That would have done it. That
Yeah.
would have done it.
I mean, that was
Wow.
traumatic in the sense that,
It's everything. That's
I
so
didn't
much
even know 'cause
trauma.
I was on adrenaline, so I didn't even know I was bleeding, and all of that. And then turns out it was a gang initiation for another guy to get jumped into the gang. He had to do it, and I was lucky that I even survived it because people were being killed in these gang initiations. So
That's just unbelievable.
it was traumatic. I didn't want to leave the house after that for a long period of time. I was just visiting LA. So I qualified for the Victims of Crime program that LA offered at the time. And oh honey, it was awful. And yeah.
How long did it take to recover from that? And did you recover?
I recovered, but it took a while. I mean, I didn't want to leave, it was I don't know. I still have a bit of agoraphobia. I think maybe.
Well, I was going to say that's a somatic experience therapy would require for that because the trauma would have been so great for everything, actually. God, John, I forgot about that. You had told me that years ago. I'm so sorry. God. Oof, well, that would have changed your path. That would have changed your path totally, right?
Oh, yeah.
Golly. What a story. Wow. Depending on what part of the brain, too, activates. So in your case, your pineal gland would have been activated, it sounds like. And in my case, it was a frontal lobe injury that, it's amazing how we survive some of this stuff, right?
Yeah, it really is.
It's amazing. My goodness.
But, I later moved to that city and walked by that place and faced my fears many, 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 many times. And that was in the Collar and Leash parking lot in West Hollywood.
I know exactly where that is.
You know exactly where it is, right by the Ramada. I actually moved into the condos in the back of Ramada.
Wow.
I was right at that place.
Right where the Trader Joe's is.
Yeah, where it is now. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But talk about,
Wow.
Many stories, but that was one we'll talk about cracking you open. Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of people are going to be cracked open in all kinds of ways, right? I mean, some in the physical presence and some in the emotional way.
Yeah.
I know. And things happen to wake us up. Things happen to learn from. And that's a big one to learn from.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Goodness gracious. Well, okay.
So saying her husband had a stroke 3 years ago and it really helped him open up to his intuition.
So that's very true, Nancy. A stroke will do it. A stroke will do it. I'll tell you another one that wakes people up. Cancer.
Oh, yeah.
Cancer does
Mm.
too, if they're ready to, you know, to have a spiritual awakening. But a stroke definitely will. With a stroke, I've found that some people get really angry.
Mhm.
You know, it all depends on where in the brain it hits. But, you know, and that's another thing. As soon as I see somebody, especially in therapy, I always ask, were you in a head, did you ever have a head injury? And they'll say, no. I was like, are you sure? No. Did you fall out of a tree when you were a kid? Yeah, a few times.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Were you ever in a car accident? Yeah. Did you hit your head in a car accident? Well, yeah, but they don't think how important it
Sure.
is because they're unconscious. I know I was. Believe me, I was so unconscious when I had my head injury. I just was a single parent. I didn't care. I had to keep going, keep going, keep going.
Yeah.
I didn't have time to think I have a head injury and I'm going to die. I would have never have
Well,
thought that
I mean, yeah, it's just amazing all that you've been
ever.
through,
Yeah.
overcome, and just today, look at you. I mean,
Go
seriously,
figure.
you're awesome, Cal. I mean, you're
Thank you.
Superwoman. I call you that all the time. And
Thank
I
you.
mean, it's just amazing to me of how the recovery. I mean, just the amazing recovery. But then
Yeah.
my question is, why does something physical have to happen for something spiritual? For us to
Uh,
tap into a spiritual ability? Why would a physical thing have to crack us open, so to speak, for this?
Great question. It's mind, body, and soul. And I think
Mhm.
that people, we walk around, well, before the coronavirus, we would walk around
Yeah.
unconscious. And
Okay.
sometimes it takes a big whack
Mhm.
or an illness or the loss of a job or
Mhm.
something to get, for God to get our attention. Do I have
Yeah.
your attention now?
Okay.
I remember saying to God, okay, I get
Yeah.
it. Well, I can't do anything. I was like, really, it was I did a lot of sobbing, a lot of crying, a lot of compassion for what I went through. That's huge. And
Yeah.
really, you've got to recognize whatever you went through, and that opens up everything. Brad says, "Hi, Brad. How about the parents of children who were cancer patients?" That is a great question. How about the parents of children? So, wow, Brad, I have chills on that one.
Mm.
We choose before we come in our parents. We would choose to wake them up often.
Mhm.
So, if you have a child that has cancer and you're the parent, what are you learning from that brave little boy or girl? What are you learning? Because that child would have come in to teach others, especially a husband and a wife, how to love unconditionally, how to be there, how to be present, how to be compassionate. All of these things that this child that had cancer would come in for. So they would choose that before they incarnated. Really, it's to wake the parents up. Whenever I see that, then I always know it's an angel that came in to say, okay, come on, everybody. Let's get our act together here.
Yeah.
And that's really what it's about. It's about learning compassion and love and forgiveness and kindness and everything else that children bring in. That's a great question. Thank you for that question.
And
I
this is a good
appreciate
time
it.
to mention that we have our support group, and a lot of people
Yeah.
here watching today are from that support group, and that's why we're
Mhm.
doing these Thursday check-ins.
Right.
So if you haven't joined our Both Sides Now TV community support group, you can do that by going to our Both Sides Now TV page, which you're watching,
Yeah.
most likely on Facebook.
Mhm.
Then you go to there's a button there that says join our group or visit group, and we'll get you in. And we just love
Yeah.
all the conversations that go down in the group.
Oh, I
It's
love it.
a
Yeah,
group.
and
And
if
it's
I when
free.
I have time, I like to look at the comments, and I'll every
Yeah,
once in a while I'll get to write something with that. But
yeah.
and if anybody would like a mini reading right now, I'm happy to do that
Yeah,
too.
I've opened the call lines. It's
Okay.
213-893-4464. We're seeing a lot of people who like to comment throughout the show, and we love getting these
Yeah.
comments, but we love establishing a rapport with you so we don't have to wait for delays in the comments because you're a little behind um, in terms of the delay that goes out with Facebook. And because we're,
Yeah.
so once you connect to the phone system, you'll be
Mhm.
right with us in real time. So if you
Yeah.
can do that, call 213-893-4464 and we'll do some
Mini
intuitive
reads. I'm
for
happy to
you
do
and
that.
answer questions, and we love to hear your stories. And
Yeah.
I cannot believe we're already 44 minutes into the show, and we've got 44 people watching right now. So we've
How
got
great.
44 going on.
All those angels out there. And let me just show you something
Yeah.
fun to do. I don't know, fun to do, but to clear up your mask, like I love this to wear the I don't love to wear the mask, but I love this mask because it protects me, and I love the color, and I love it. So I have reused it because I've only been out twice in like 6 weeks, but I clear it with my crystal. So take a crystal, put it near you, near your mask. I put it out in the sun, not outside, but by a window, and then I put my crystal there, and just let the crystal absorb all the anything that is out there. Frankly, anything.
That's
Also,
great. And you
I
do
was
that with
gonna.
selenite or quartz?
I do it with quartz. You could do it with
Okay.
selenite, but
Yeah.
I happen to love quartz
Quartz.
crystals. I
Okay.
love crystals. I'm a crystal freak of nature, but I love crystals. So here's another thing I did. I'm not kidding you.
Yeah.
When I wore my sweatpants to the store, like everybody, I actually put this in my pocket.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, nothing was going to get near me.
I love it.
I'm like, what's that in my pocket? Oh, ow!
Now,
I
if
can't
I
sit
go out,
on
I'll
that.
wear the shungite around my neck,
That's a good one. That's a great one. That's a great one.
and then I
Yeah, that's
feel more
perfect.
grounded and like I got it, my bubble
Yeah,
around me. So,
I'll tell
but
you
I
something
try
really.
not to go out. So,
Yeah, I know. I know. Well, I was tell you something really fun that happened today too. I was doing a reading for a woman who lives in Seattle. I'd lost somebody in Seattle. Um, so right before I was trying to find that third eye picture, this
yeah.
card fell out. It just fell out, and it was this: "Hello from heaven." It just fell
Love
out.
it.
I
Oh,
thought,
wow.
oh,
What's it
I
say,
thought that
Kelly?
was like your loved ones in heaven are doing fine. Let go of worries and feel their loving blessings. It's the truth.
Mm.
They're all just watching us here and making, wanting to connect. So it's okay to connect with your loved ones, everybody. Just start talking to them. You don't need to use a medium. Just start talking to them. They're always around, particularly right now. Very, very watching us, helping us. All of a sudden, you might be really tired. And Judy, hi, Judy.
She's
Oh, she got
got
it
it
in
in
my
her pocket
pocket. That's
right now.
great.
Yeah.
Yay, I love Judy. Judy and I have traveled all over the world together.
Mm.
We went to Italy together, right, Judy? We went to Australia together. We went to Tahiti together. We've done some good traveling.
Yeah. Well, let's get to our calls. We've got
Okay.
callers coming in from California and New York. So let's get to our calls. First new caller at 949. Looks like Newport Beach. Let's see. You're on the air with us. Can we have your name, please, and where you're calling from?
Hi, I'm Allie, and I'm actually in Tustin right now.
Hey,
Hi,
Allie.
Allie.
First time
For
caller?
a little while. Do you
Yay.
remember speaking with me, Kelly?
I'm sorry, say that again. What?
My name's Allie, and my dad was from, I'm from Columbus, Indiana. Originally, we were talking about Brown County when you did
Oh, yes. Yes, I think you were at school. I don't remember much, but you were a school teacher?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, hi, Allie. Such a nice woman. Hi there. How are you doing with
Doing
everything?
lots of distance learning right now.
Mm-hmm. We have
Yeah.
another listener in Tustin. There you go.
Two. Oh my God, how great. Well, gosh, Allie, how can I help you today?
I was interested in finding out because you really connected so clearly with my dad and my mom who have passed. I was wondering if you are feeling anything from them.
Yeah. And they're talking about flowers at Easter time. That was a really important time for them. And they want you to know that they were with you guys at Easter. They want you both, they want everybody to know. And also something about not worried about your sister. Something about not to worry so much. Everybody's like on their own path and they're okay they understand that. If that makes sense.
Good.
Okay, but they're definitely around. They're definitely around.
It's so interesting you said that about flowers.
Mm-hmm.
My husband just brought in a yellow rose from our garden.
Yay! I would say that it's from your dad and mom.
Mm-hmm.
We planted it in honor of them, and so I do believe so. Yeah. And so when you brought up flowers, I was like, there it is.
Yeah.
There you go. So they're around. Nothing to worry about. Your dad says he's there. Nothing to worry about.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Well,
Thanks for calling.
Kelly, and blessings to you both. John,
Thank
I'm thinking
you.
about you tomorrow. Today too, but tomorrow.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Oh, so sweet of you. I appreciate that. And I'm glad you got a message from your mom and dad. That's awesome.
Yay.
Kelly,
Thanks.
Take care.
Thank you. For you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Love that.
Sweet.
Instant confirmation. from
Well, I'm
spirit
telling
right
you,
there. Hello.
it's happening now. It's just happening.
You're saying the
This,
veil is super thin, which means communication is at light speed. I
yeah,
mean, it is happening so
yeah.
quick. Before we even get the question out, it's answered.
It's very true. And
Yeah.
the reason that is, I should let everybody know, the reason that is they really do want us to let go of any fears, any doubts, anything, shame or
Mm,
anything. They want you to let it go because you see, they're on the other side. They know you don't need it here.
yeah.
They know that they want you to have some peace now, okay? So you
Yeah.
can do what you came to do. So they're going to be right there during this great era of the golden era is what they're calling it on the other side.
All right. Let's move to 818. 818. Last number's 4446.
That's
You're on the
that's
line with
the
us.
valley.
Oh, can we have your
Hi,
name, please,
yeah,
and where you're calling from?
hello. Very nice to be able to watch you on the screen and to listen to your voice. My name is Christy Curtin.
Hey, Christy.
Christy. Hi,
Another person
Christy.
you know, Cal?
I do know Christy.
Great.
Christy's mother and my mother were best friends.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, when we were growing up.
Friends. We grew up together. I helped
Well,
raise you girls. Yep.
Aw.
They
yeah,
were
and
really, really great.
I've been wanting to talk to you because I miss my dad.
I knew you were going to say that.
So,
It's funny, Christy. I was thinking about your dad when I put my dad's picture out today.
Mm.
And I was thinking, first of all, I just want to say this. The best funeral I ever went to was your dad's funeral. And that I'll tell you why, everybody, why it was the best funeral I ever went to. I am not kidding you. First of all, it was at Hollywood Forever Cemetery. Everybody should check this out. Hollywood Forever Cemetery.
Mhm.
A wildest place. The most famous people. Judy Garland is buried there. You've
Mhm.
got to check this
And
place
they have
out.
peacocks. They have
They have
peacocks.
peacocks
I
that walk
love it.
around.
Yeah.
And he had was it a bunch of Buddhists there singing and chanting?
Mm.
Christy, was that
yeah,
about right?
Mhm.
yeah, they were Thai monks. Yeah.
It was like phenomenal. I actually was high when I left there. I told everybody about it. I was like, this is the greatest funeral. Your dad is off
Mm.
absolutely around you. And he wants to put his arm around and say, sweetheart, it's okay. I'm
Mm.
here. And he says that he's acknowledged a lot of things now, that whatever has gone on, he's acknowledged a lot. He said he's learned a lot too, but he
Mhm.
really
Oh,
loves you. He was your,
I just cannot get my head wrapped around the idea that I'm not going to see him. Like,
oh,
you know
no,
what I
wait.
mean? Like
I understand in the
like
physical, but
so final, and
I
it's
know.
in my heart.
Okay, so with this we got to help you with the belief system then, Christy, because that your dad was a practical guy, very practical here. You will see him when it's your time. It's not your time, but I promise you, you will see him. Okay, he'll come and get you when it's your time, but it's not your time. You've got to live your life now. But I understand. Listen, as close as you were to your father, I was to my mother,
Mhm.
and I just thought,
I
as
know.
strong as you were to your mother. I
Yeah.
mean,
I
listen,
mean,
when you're
we're all feeling this together, sweetheart, aren't we?
we're all in it together. It's
Yeah.
really rough. I mean, all of
Mhm.
this loss and pain and
So,
suffering, it's
especially a
tough.
time that's so traumatic right now, we want to have the support of our parents.
Oh,
The
I
fact that our
know.
support
Pay
system is
attention. It's
yeah.
very true, John. Pay attention,
Mhm.
Christy, to your dreams because I know your dad is around and he's talking about, also at Easter, you must have done something for at Easter. You either made a toast to him or you did something here because he's talking about Easter. Easter's a really important time on the other side with
Mhm.
this. And Passover too, by the way. In this
Mhm.
case, I'm just seeing Easter and I'm seeing that there was I don't know if you made a special beverage for him, special drink.
Is it
I'm
colored
not
eggs?
sure. Colored it,
Well,
something.
I lit a candle. I
Oh.
have even when he was alive, when he used to come over for dinner, I would show him his shrine because
He
I had
loves that.
all kinds
That's
of
what it
pictures
is.
of him and candles. And I said,
Oh,
Daddy, this is what I have of you,
yeah.
because, I had just honor you so much. And I did light a candle. I lit a candle at his shrine on Easter just because I missed going over to Lakeside with him.
I know. Yeah, they were big country club people. I loved your dad. I've known your dad for 40, 50, 55, 56 years. I know your dad.
Mm.
It's a long
Well,
time.
we moved
He
on
was
your
like another
street
dad to me
in
on a lot of levels.
1967. 8.
Yeah. Yeah, a long time. Well, listen, honey, thanks for calling. I want to tell you, your dad is there, very present. Okay?
Well, I love you for that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Really
Thanks for
happy.
calling. I'm really glad you called. That's really
Yeah,
sweet. Thank
for
you.
calling in.
Such a nice
Have a
surprise.
beautiful rest of your day,
You
Kellee.
too, honey. Thank you. I love you, Christy.
Wow.
Isn't that wild? Yeah, I'm telling
Well,
you, they're all close around. They're all
they
around right
are, and
now.
Nicole is just lighting up. So, are we going into overtime? We have
Well,
5
let's do a couple more, and then you and
Okay.
I we have a meeting that we're gonna
We
do.
do.
Sorry,
Okay, so
everybody.
let's go here. Give me a number from 1 to 7.
Okay, 5.
Number 5.
Because
All
it's
right,
555 my time.
here we go. So, number 5, caller number 5, you're on the line from 559. Can we have your name, please, and where you're calling from?
This is Stacy.
Hey,
Hi,
Stacy.
everybody.
Hi, Stacy. Where are you calling from?
I like watching your show so much. I try to catch it every single time. But
Thank you.
I had a question about the head injuries thing and an experience that I had that I wanted to share with you. If you have a second.
I sure do.
Okay. When it was like 2012, my mom had a head injury. She fell and she hit the back of her head so hard that the bones cracked and caved in and knocked her brain to the front of her head, hit the bone, and then bounced back. And
Wow.
Holy moly.
it was really, really bad, and we thought she wasn't going to make it.
Oh,
And I knew about it before they called me to tell me they were life flighting. I knew something was wrong with her, and I can't explain that. But
you
it
were
felt
really attached to her.
like died and came into my room and then went back.
Wow.
Mm.
And she passed from that. Is that what you're saying?
The part of it that was so interesting to us is you were talking about, or to me anyway, you were talking about how when children come in with illnesses that their parents learn to open up and be spiritual. I kind of got the feeling that this was the same thing for my family because I don't get along with my aunt. She didn't learn from it, but I was able to forgive her because of this thing.
Wow.
And my mom completely recovered too. So I kind of just wondered what your take was on that.
That's absolutely accurate. So did your mother recover? Is that what you said?
Yeah, she did.
Wow.
So what happens is a soul will take on something to wake everybody up. It could be to get the family back together. It could be for their own soul to learn. Everybody has to take care of the soul. It's for everybody's learning ability, and that's why sometimes there will be loss in a family of a child. So everybody will have their experiences. So, for instance, in a family that I know very well, one child died, and then there were a lot of other ones. And each other of these children that survived, only one passed, all the rest of them had more difficult lives. And the reason they did is because that was their soul path. They had to learn, each individual had to learn from the spinning, if you will, after a beloved.
Oh, no. Cal. Did we lose
Hey.
Cal?
No, I'm here.
Oh, there she's back. Okay, she just
I
froze
think
up.
that's who I was talking about right now. I think they were like, okay. I get you. So that's never happened.
No, that's never
Ever in the
happened.
history of our show. That
No.
has never happened with me. Surely
No.
off and on, but not me.
No, and you just froze with your hand, your finger in the air, like, and yeah.
I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Oh boy, I think I hit a nerve on that one. That was Daryl. That was crazy.
Repeat that again, please, for those
Yeah.
who.
So
Yeah,
what
had the
happened is,
interruption.
I guess I froze when I was talking
Yeah.
about somebody on the other side who had died, left the family.
Yeah.
She was a teenager. The rest of the family, who are now in their 40s and 50s now, but they each had to have their individual experience. And so she would have volunteered early on and said, "Look, everybody, I love you all, but my soul is going to check out at around 17, and I'm going to tell you why 18, because you all have a lot of learning to do. And if we all stay together, you're never going to learn anything. So I'm going to leave early because I have work to do on the other side. I'll see you in the year 2020, and I'll help you." And that's why I believe why people leave early in families. It's so everybody then will be kind of spinning, which is supposed to happen, which it doesn't sound like it, but it's supposed to happen. So we all learn our valuable lessons here. So bless that soul who froze the frame, which I know who it was.
Well,
We're never
thank you
alone.
for calling in.
Yeah,
Hope
great
that helped
question.
you.
Thank you. All right, John, one more, and then we'll.
All right. Let's see. Let's go on here. Let's see. Give me a number, Kel. 1 to 7 again.
7.
Number 7. All right. So we're going
7
to
chakra.
631. 631 from New York. Can we have your name, please, and where you're calling from?
Hi, this is Daryl.
Hey,
Hi,
Daryl.
Daryl.
From Florida, actually. Hi, how are you, John?
Calling from Florida. Oh, you call me on a cell phone. Is that what's coming up on the New York number?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. I
Gotcha.
can't give up my number.
Oh, no worries.
I
Daryl in
understand.
Florida. Good to have you. How you doing? How you holding
Thank
up?
you. Okay. Oh, I
Mhm.
lost somebody really close yesterday.
Oh,
From the COVID?
Yeah, to the yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
so sorry to hear that. I'm so
Yep.
sorry. There are a lot of them are leaving right now. A lot of them. You have to think of it as sad as that is, and as hard as that is, as somebody that volunteered.
Right.
I know, and I'm sorry
Right.
about that.
Yeah.
You know, we're all going to be losing different people, honey. Everybody. I mean, I can't tell you how many people I've lost already. I'm afraid to count.
Oh, I
Actually,
know.
I know.
Yeah, a very,
It's
very,
unbelievable.
very close friend is going through it all now. Hopefully, he's coming out of it. We're praying.
You know, and that is absolutely can happen.
Doesn't
Absolutely
it
can
feel
happen.
like an invisible war?
100%, John.
It does.
That's a great way to put it. In fact, somebody you should write that. The Invisible War.
I mean,
That's
I just got that
like.
because the Spirit just put that image of that scene that I always will talk about in Astral City, where the clarion call, and they're all the guides, all of the the spirit people, they're coming forward to help the people that are all dying in war. And I'm just saying, this feels like the invisible war. It's another
exactly
period of time where multiple souls are going to choose to leave the planet because there is it's a ripple effect. It's a ripple effect is what I'm seeing that's being caused in humanity by this, right?
Right.
With great
We'll never be the
Right.
same.
You're right.
Yeah.
Never
But with
be the
great
same.
intention.
Yeah.
It's to wake everybody up. It's the world's head injury, if you
The
will.
volunteers, exactly. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're
Are
feeling
you
your son?
anything around me?
Your son.
I've got a boy there, a young man there. And I would say that I would have said your son is there. And I want to say this. Laugh a lot, Mom. It'll be over. It'll be over when it's over.
He's always saying that. He's always saying laugh.
Just laugh, Mom. It'll be over when it's over. He's actually volunteering to help people on that side over
there you
here.
go. That's why I'm seeing it then, Kel. That makes a lot of sense because if you watch that scene in that movie, if only I could play clips from that movie on this broadcast for people, because I'm telling you folks, if you go and watch that movie, you will be blown
Post
away.
it again, John, because it's such a good movie.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, there's some parts in it I'm like,
First part,
wow. Yeah, the first part you got to get through.
Yeah.
You got to get through the first part because it's dark and gloomy, but there's so much light on the other side. But that's so interesting.
You know what's funny is the guy that's suffering so much right now was Casey's mentor, and it was his best friend in the world. He called him Big Guy, and I call him all the time, every day, a couple times. I say, Casey is telling you, Big Guy, you can't let yourself give in to this. You're too strong.
Yeah.
And I mean, and he kept saying, I hear him telling me that.
Yeah, good.
So,
well, he is telling it. That's what he is saying. So, Daryl, you take care of yourself, okay? Just take a lot of good care of your son. It says drink a lot of water too.
You guys take care of yourself.
Okay, we will.
Always love hearing from you, Daryl. Big hugs to you, sweetheart.
Thank you.
Big hugs.
You too.
Thank
you. Take care, guys.
And thank you. You too. And I saw that Agnes. Hi, Agnes. I went around the world with Agnes too.
You did? Oh,
I
wow.
did. I just saw that she left a message. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, we need to talk about Shirley. In fact, Shirley's going to be on.
Yes.
Right. This is why we have to get off. I forgot about this.
So Shirley is going to be on. Tell us the name of the show.
The Jen Weigel Show.
Jen Weigel. Now Kelly's been on her show a couple times. Jen is amazing. She is quite the host.
She is. She's going to be on. You can get it online now.
So it's in Chicago, right?
Chicago. It's Weigel, Jen Weigel Show, and Shirley's going to be on. She's not on now. I think she's the first guest. So that's going to be fun, and she's going to be talking about
We've had so
how to
many
take care of
things.
yourself during this time,
This
I think.
hour, it's just flown by. If only we could do this longer. I mean,
I
we
know,
need like
I
an hour
know.
and a half with this show. I always
know.
talked James into doing an hour and a half too when he was doing his show. And
And you're going to be working with James soon. You're doing a
I am,
healing.
yeah. I'm super excited to be working with him again.
You have to make that announcement so we can all. I don't know if is it not open to the public? I can't remember.
Yeah, well, it will be, and we're working all that out. It's just the logistics of how many people we can support because James wants to see as many faces as he can, in the audience on Zoom. So we just got to find out how many people we can put in there.
And
So
then
it'll
next
be-
week we're going to be
Yeah.
talking about the seventh chakra.
Yes,
My
we will.
favorite. So everybody work on getting all your chakras aligned and open so we can get to the big one.
And this is the show that Shirley's on right now. It's
Yes.
called the Jen Weigel Show, and I'm trying to see where let's see, does it give
There is a
actual-
button there somewhere. You
Oh,
just
WLS 890. There you go. WLS 890.
yeah.
And you can
That's it.
watch online
Or
or
listen
online, I
live,
should
yeah.
say. Yeah, listen line button right there.
Yeah.
Right there. Yeah.
All right, everybody.
Definitely check in and listen to Shirley. And she'll be back on Monday. We do this show just to let everybody know. This is our Thursday special check-in. And we do this every Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m.
And before I forget,
Third.
Monday's show, we have a medical intuitive.
Oh, right. Yeah. So, and we're going to have some amazing guests coming forward from the wonderful book that Kel's in, and she's going to show it right now. Do you have it right there?
I do. It's called The Gift. Well, it's called The Gift Within. There,
Yeah.
can you see it? It's next to my picture of my mom. If you can zoom in there.
I actually have the image probably in my files here. There we go.
There you go. Yeah.
Perfect.
So a medium from this book, Jack, is going to be our guest as a medical medium on Monday, and the following Monday we also have another medical intuitive. So it's going to be really interesting to work with medical mediums. I'm not a medical medium, but I'm a psychological medium.
And now we're getting messages if they've missed the whole show. If you just tuned in, you didn't miss it because I'm going to actually replay it in the group. So definitely join our group. I will try to replay it on our page as well. And as a watch party, you can always start a watch party. I want to recommend that folks start doing that, especially in a time like this. I think friends and family and people that you care about would really appreciate having this information. And you can start a watch party. I put that on our main page, Both Sides Now TV on Facebook. It's pretty simple to start the watch party, and we really appreciate you doing so and getting the word out there because we want to grow this group of support at a special time like this. So thank you very much for tuning in. We will see you next
Thanks, everybody.
Monday. Take care.